2, 1. Welcome back to Is This Really Happening? Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, we're back in the car, but the lighting is good. So
in the dank ass Honda Accord.
she actually just got cleaned while I was away. This is a little bit late because I was in Florida.
Yeah, she left me to go be in the Sunshine State.
She left the Sunshine State to come here. So, but yeah. So today we're going to be talking about being a woman in STEM, how we hated our lives in undergrad, horrible things professors have said to us, and then probably everything else that has nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her.
Okay, so what's my first story? Actually, okay, so we're not even going to start off with something fun, or I'm not going to at least. I want to talk about how I went to community college because for those of you who do not know, I grew up in a yacht club town, and I look very white, but I'm one of probably 5, even half Spanish people that went to my high school. And when I tell you that I chose to decide to go to community college, it was like an uproar. Because nobody in my high school went to community college. I just was not a thing. None of my friends went. I literally felt so bad about myself for having to go. Best decision of my life. I've never made a more financially stable decision, more smart decision.
Her.
Literally, it was, first of all, I got a 4.0 for 2 years straight.
As
and
you should.
I am a hands-on person. I'm not a school person. I just can tell you. I just can tell you what I used to do in our classes together because I just don't do that. I just not for me. I'm the fun one. I'm the funny one of the group. I don't do school.
Yeah, she's very type B.
But sometimes very type A.
Yeah, depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
And the mood.
Yeah, in the mood. It depends on where I need to be. You know? But anyway, I went to community college and it was so good, juicy good. And then I transferred to a big state school and I have no student debt. So if I could give you guys any recommendation, if you're watching this, I know my cousins are watching this and you guys are looking at schools and the same school I went to, then literally don't listen to anyone in our town. Go to community college. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first life experience, was that, because literally, also, I changed my major like 1,400 times. You have 4 whole years to decide what you want to do with yourself. You don't need to decide fresh out the gate of high school. No, I think that's important too.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I probably have changed my career or major so many times because they life, not life, but people expect you to know what you want to do for the rest of your life at 18.
That's crazy.
And I think that's insane because I feel like we're always going to be changing and evolving. We're not always going to be the same person. When I was 7, I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist. And then
at 7? Yes, you knew what a pharmacist was?
Yeah, I said I want to be a pharmacist. Yeah, because I grew up in a household where I live with my grandparents and my mom. So I was always taking care of my grandma, making sure she takes her medication.
Oh, you know what? And all that. Then you had a fun experience.
So I wanted to be a pharmacist so badly. So I went to a magnet school. I actually got into
That's good. Yeah. I wanted to go to a magnet school too. That's so weird.
For high school, but when I was finishing middle school, I got into IB at our local high school, which now is shutting down actually, so that's actually pretty funny.
I wish mine would shut down.
But I didn't go to that high school because everybody from middle school was going, and I was like, no, I just want to separate from everyone. So I ended up going to a high school in Coconut Creek. I got into their magnet school. Yeah, super small school.
It's better.
It had
probably
uniform. We literally just had top uniform. I could wear whatever pants. Yeah. And it was a block schedule. So then my junior year,
I've never had block before.
Oh my god, it was great. I loved block schedule because they would just swap in the spring and then
no, that would make me feel so much better.
I low-key sometimes miss the fucking sandwiches at the cafeteria. I think about them sometimes, and I had great teachers going to school, minus the one teacher that told me to throw out my coffee while he was drinking his coffee. But you know what? And then turns out that he was racist. I just found that out 2 years ago or whatever. Yeah.
What is going on? Yeah. Okay, I know wait, sorry. Continue. I just had something resurface that I know I've never told you before, and this isn't even about undergrad. This is about high school. But are you done? Continue. Yeah, I won't forget. Continue. Sorry.
And then I lost my train of thought now. Oh,
No,
and
you
then
didn't.
in high school, so we had the opportunity to do like a trade or whatever. So I actually got
Cool.
like into their pharmacy technician program. So there's also students that
What,
I
girl?
graduated with that like did LPN.
Whoa.
So
That's
yeah,
a
which
great
I give
opportunity,
props to them
actually.
because I could not do that. But I have been a pharmacy technician literally since I've graduated high school. Like I literally sat down for like a certification exam and like I could do pharmacy math, but I cannot do any other math. Don't ask
No,
me
that's
about no
me too.
X. What the heck is the X? What the heck did you learn in calc without like? I don't even know. I took calc like three
MC
times.
squared is 2/1/4 times whatever.
Probably yeah.
The formulas. Listen. Oh, my story. Okay. There's a hair in my mouth. Wait. I'm keeping that in. Anyway, my story. So in high school, why is there always a parent texting me? I'm not answering. And that would have been sorry. That was a lot of personality for like the first 7 minutes of this. Um.
Trying to get
Anyway,
not laughing the whole time.
and we haven't sworn this entire time.
I just swore like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I haven't.
No.
Okay, so in high school there was this. I never had this. This is a legend, in my opinion. I personally never had this teacher, but I knew plenty of people who did have this teacher. And what this man, he had a wife, and I remember his wife taught at the middle school and he taught at the high school. So everybody knew that they were married and everybody knew the both of them.
Oh God.
They were just those teachers that were very friendly, knew everyone, right? You should be scared. No, you're literally gonna be scared. They have a kid together, whole 9 yards, like beautiful white picket fence in the yacht club town, like everything. I think it was maybe my sophomore year or junior year of high school. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Within 30 seconds flat, a rumor flies through the school about how this man at the high school who's teaching is hooking up with a student.
Shut the fuck.
With
Shut the
student.
front door.
And we're like, yeah, okay, because this is the teacher that everybody is like friends with, right? And this is the one that everybody knows. Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
I've
But
seen so many
that's the problem.
documentaries where like
That's
how it starts.
And like
That's how it starts.
everybody knows his wife from middle school. Now we're in high school. Like, no way. Like, they're the perfect couple. Da, 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 da. And the school shuts it down like immediately. He gets put on leave. We don't see the girl. Da, 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 da. And he divorces his wife, has half custody of their son, and starts dating after she graduates. Is still dating this girl to this day, 2025, still dating her. They have a YouTube channel together. Okay. Yes.
I think she needs to read. Okay, so I'm a reader, avid reader.
Me too.
Here, but last year I read My Dark Vanessa, which basically talks about this. Like literally, such a sad book, but also such a good freaking read because it could happen to literally anyone. As somebody like who was on kick at 15, I was probably being groomed anyway. My first boyfriend also groomed me, which I found out like years later. But literally,
me too. You know who you are. What was his code name? Can't you fucking
wasn't it 111?
No, that was number 2.
Oh,
111 is never getting mentioned here ever again. You're dead. You like children. Anyway.
And then
oh, perfect for that story. You like children. Okay. Anyway.
So reading that book literally it's literally this. Like she was super friendly with this girl named Vanessa and like invites her over to the house. Like she's sneaking out to go see him. No. Like literally, and there's a movie about it on Netflix, not based on the book, but it's with Jenna Ortega. Like
I keep seeing clips with that. Yes. No, that looks so good.
I watched it over when the heck?
Not that should ever happen.
It should never happen, but it was a really good movie because it literally demonstrates like how some
deceiving it is.
Professors and teachers like will be friendly with their students to gain something from it, I guess. And because we're women, not all women, I shouldn't say that, but
yeah, not all.
I feel
but
like
the majority, if we looked at the statistics,
because when our prefrontal cortex is not developed, I feel like we're super naive, and I feel like now that I'm like almost 20.
I'm 23 and I agree it's not developed yet, but I feel it develop every single day. I feel like
every day it just gets my frontal lobe is already developed. Yeah. But like I feel like the parts.
Me too, though.
The smooth ridges are not smooth anymore. I don't know.
No, me too. But they're family vloggers now. And so she graduated, they started dating, they're family vloggers now, and his son with the other woman that was his wife is in these vlogs all over the time.
It's giving Ruby Frankie.
Yeah.
But like without the abuse.
Ruby Frank. Well, because of Jody.
Yeah.
Remember Jody?
Oh yeah.
That she is their Jody, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally so weird. Every once in a while I think about them and I go look up their YouTube channel, which takes me 1,000,000 searches to find because I can't remember the girl's name ever. I know what it is, but I can't say it, so
yeah.
Because then I would have to bleep it.
I know. Bubbles over.
Oh, I can say it this way. It's the same name as one of China's exes. This is a letter. I did the letter with my fingers.
You could have said it's a season.
No, that's so obvious.
No, it's not. It could have.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I guess it could be other ones. No,
yeah.
I like the way I put it better.
Okay, yeah.
It was more fun that way. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I thought of. Was that.
Literally.
But Woman in STEM, what else happened?
Oh, so I did not go to community college. I think I was going to. I think when I was looking at colleges, because I graduated way before you did.
Yeah, you did.
And my mom wanted me to. They wanted to do Florida prepaid, which if you're a Floridian, you know that's when your parents put money in an account, so like you can go to school in Florida. Honestly, I don't even know if that still exists. I think it does.
That's awesome.
But
honestly.
We couldn't do that because my ain't shit father. I can't say that.
We don't like men who are not responsible for their children.
My dad basically told her no.
Oh.
Yeah, so then my mom pushed me to go out of state, which I did apply to.
I didn't realize that's why you went.
Yeah,
you know what?
My mom always pushed me to go out, and I'm her only child, so like she basically told me to like leave so like I can grow because I was always.
That's kind of her.
I'm
wow,
from Broward,
very selfless.
so like everybody like knows each other.
I'm like applaud for her.
Like literally, Broward is so small. Like even though it's big, like I feel like it's also super tiny. Like we're all interlinked, literally.
No,
and
that's
so
how
many people know me
because
I was a really shitty person back then.
Me too. I'm so sorry. I've learned.
I've grown though. So anyway, but my mom pushed me to go out of state. I did apply to schools in Florida. My dream school in Florida was actually the University of Florida.
You needed fallback schools, yeah.
And literally, I went to. That's like the only campus I visited in Florida, and I literally fell in love. I wanted to be a Gator so freaking badly.
Oh, that's
and then
cute. I wanted to be a.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a Gator too.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Gator so bad. But yeah, so then I got into school here in Connecticut, and I started off as bio pre-med because again I wanted to be a pharmacist. Okay. And my advisor at the time literally kind of reminded me. She was like a Spanish version of Beth. I mean, of our program
of Bart.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, adjusting from being like literally 1,000 miles from your family is really hard, and like also I'm an only child. I don't like sharing. I've been living in a room by myself for like 18 years. What do you mean I have to share a room with two strangers I don't even know?
No, I'm actually really bad at sharing. I can't do that.
So there is that, and also I have to make friends and all that stuff. And luckily, like that wasn't too hard for me. I feel like I'm a likable person.
This is the truth.
And then and then I fell in love, and then but like
everything.
I realized like afterwards. So I took Gen Chem 1, and I loved my Gen Chem 1 teacher.
I liked
Gen Chem 2 teacher sucked. I didn't pass calc my first semester, so like my GPA was like terrible. So I got put on academic probation, and literally remember my advisor telling me that I would never get into like pharmacy school because my GPA was too low. And granted, it was my first semester, guys. Like, I feel like I lived this life more than once because it's happened multiple times. But anyway, so then my spring semester did way better, and then by the time I was a sophomore, I literally switched majors to health science, and this was when the program was still fairly new, so it was like general and like
really. Well, I guess it is.
Yeah, because now it's like more like special. I don't want to say
it's just like a specialty in that school now. I feel like
now you can like pick if you're going to like SPO.
They put money into it this year.
Yeah, they did.
Bless you.
I had to sneeze. Sorry. Anyway, so and then when I got my new advisor, when I switched over, literally this man, I still talk to him to this day. I literally had a meeting with him like months ago, like just
Aw,
to go talk to him. He literally was like, "You can come talk to my students, like,
it's
because like you're
nice.
in college is its own world.
It is.
It's literally like if you've never been to college, like I
Mhm.
feel like you'll never understand. But like literally college is its own little bubble. So when you leave college, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, like this is what life is like. Like, yeah, life is not that
Yeah.
serious.
No, it's literally not. I swear, like,
It's just like a
college
stimulation.
teaches you that it needs to be one way or the highway,
Yeah,
and
literally.
there's no other ways for learning. There's no other ways for exuding yourself, exhibiting yourself, and they make it one size fits all, and that's just not the case. In the
Yeah.
real world, literally the day after graduation, everything is completely different. I feel like it sets you up for like a structured life that just does not
Yeah, literally.
exist.
So then my advisor that I had, such an angel, literally a sweetheart.
Aww.
Love him to this day. Anyway, I passed all the
Mhm.
rest of my classes obviously.
Mhm.
And then I realized eventually after I had to take Gen Chem 2, I don't even know how many times I took it. Twice.
I had to take Orgo 2 twice. He made me
Because
cry all the
then I had
time.
another advisor who was absolutely garbage.
Me.
And I just didn't like chemistry. I liked Gen Chem 1, but Gen Chem 2
I
was really
hated
hard. Like I don't
chemistry.
know what
I
it
was
was
really
about
bad at
like
it.
when we did the thing with the molecules and like I
I
don't
did
know.
that in Orgo 1 and 2, and I
That
would cry.
that just was not it. So then and I love lab. I will
I love
always
lab too.
I'm such a hands-on person. Like
Yeah.
lab was always fun for me. So yeah, and then I had to take physics because
Oh, I
wanted
hated
to
physics
I realized
too.
I didn't like chemistry, so I was like
Yeah.
my backup plan from being a pharmacist was to be a physical therapist. And then I realized
Crazy.
yeah, so I took physics and
Mhm.
that was fine. So my ideal plan
Girl,
when I
smart
was
cookie.
getting out of college was to take a gap year, which
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you should not take a gap year. If you need to take a gap year, take the
Take
freaking gap.
it. Take the
Like I
break.
feel like people put shame on that.
I
Like
agree.
no, you go through 4 years of college,
It's a
and
lot.
like it's a lot, and it's okay to take breaks and start over. Like I've realized that now. Like someone
Oh,
who's
for
like
sure.
been now going to her third grad school.
Mhm. That's okay. We don't
It's
judge
okay.
here.
Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
Literally. No. So in
I swear, guys, I'm smart. There's something up
me
there.
too. No, literally.
Just some things don't work out.
Yeah. If it's not meant to be, it won't be,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the truth.
Yeah.
For my first 2 years, I was
My butt is on fire.
turn it off. I have butt warmers in this car. I know we give Wanda a little bit of hate, but she's a good car. Okay. Anyways, so for community college, I knew I wanted to go into science. I just didn't know what science. So I was liberal arts and sciences. And I graduated with my associate's degree and transferred to UConn which is the University of Connecticut. For those of you, I don't know. What if people are watching and they don't know? We're going to become famous one day. Clip this when we're famous in 5 years. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, it's the University of Connecticut. And I transferred in as a chemistry major. Worst decision of my life. Worst decision of my life. I've never made. That's not true. But academically, I've never made a worse decision than it was to choose chemistry. Chemistry is a smaller branch at UConn. They don't care about it there. I transferred after my first semester into a different major, and then I started off as I went right into molecular and cellular bio actually, and then I made chemistry my minor because I already took all those classes. And one thing about me, I'm not gonna waste money. Yeah, work smarter, not harder. And then I was gonna change it again at 2 semesters in. I was like, my first semester senior year because I still had time, which is crazy. This is how much time you have and how many times that you can change your mind, literally. And then I learned about medical laboratory sciences, and I wanted to change my major to that, but I stuck it out with molecular and cellular. But I had to take physics all the way up to physics 3, and then
I had to take physics
all
too.
the way up to calc 3, and then I took up till orgo 2, and it was terrible. I am not like the way that my brain works personally. There's hope for you guys because the way that
There
my
is.
brain works, I'm a very reading writing based brain. I'm more of an artsy brain. I'm not meant for the sciences. I have crawled my way out of every single school that I have gone to so far to get the degrees that I have. Listen, I don't know how. I always say like I'm a personality hire through and through, and I don't mean that as like a shame on myself. I love me. I love me and I think I'm awesome. But
Mm-hmm.
I always will say my personality will get me places, and this is the truth, because every single job, every time I've been published, every single time I've done research, every single time I got got written off by a professor, like whatever, attached my name to their name, was because I made them laugh in an interview, because I asked them about their kids, whatever. Not because of my grades, that's for sure. Every opportunity I've been given to me is because of this personality. So there is hope for you.
No, literally.
There's literally hope for you. And like I just said, I changed my major a million times.
That's good.
So,
But anyway, so after my gap year, I went home and moved to Florida. Woo,
as you should.
And I started working for a physical therapy place. Actually, a woman owned it at first. That's where I first started, and then she was a horrible ass manager. So I quit a day after and then started working for another private practice
That's
all the
real.
way like 25 minutes away from my house in
It's not
Fort
bad.
Lauderdale. Literally one of the best physical therapy places
Really?
in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I think they just won their third year. Like,
Sick.
yeah.
Oh, so good one.
And
Yeah.
he's like worked on people from like I think like the Miami Dolphins or something. I don't
That's
know.
crazy. Well, I mean,
I can't
where else would
remember.
they go if they're
Yeah,
from there?
literally. A lot of people know him, but
He's famous.
anyway, so I loved working for them.
Mhm.
And I was the only physical therapy aide at their main office. So I did both like sometimes the front desk and like helping the therapist and like
Yeah.
setting all the patients up. Yeah, for like
Was
the
that your
next
first
extra.
sciencey job?
No, I've always been in like I think my first sciencey
Oh,
job
because
was
you were a
like
farm tech.
yeah,
Mm.
so Walgreens was I started off at Walgreens and stopped working at like doing pharmacy tech. Then when I was doing my internship here, I was working for Quinnipiac Physical Therapy.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I
What's
was
my
working at
first
their
one?
Hampden office and their North Haven office as
Mhm.
their aide too.
That's pretty good.
So then when I was there, then I started working. I was still, and I also worked at Express too. So I had two jobs and was taking
Yeah.
over like 19 credits my senior year
I did that too.
because I'm
Don't
literally
recommend.
insane. And then when I moved back to Florida, that was my first full time job though. Like being home. Yeah,
Really?
I never worked. I always worked part time, and then I never really worked. The only time I was ever working full time is if when I was off of school, like for the
I
summer.
So for my first 2 years while I was still in community college, I had 3 jobs,
Yeah, you're crazy.
but no student debt. I had 3 jobs, so I was probably pushing. So I had one full time job and then 2 other part time jobs, which
Yeah,
was literally insane. So if you could imagine the hours I was playing, it was insane. But
that means we're hard workers though.
no, it's the truth. I knew nobody was gonna pay for college for me, and the only way that I would get myself through it was by doing this. And you know what? I was at the community college that nobody wanted to go to, and I was going for free. So
Exactly.
I was gonna save that money and I was gonna rack it up.
As
But
you should.
my first ever science job was after I transferred to UConn. It was my junior year, and I was, I think, an associate scientist because I already had my associate's degree, and so I could have a scientist title without getting paid scientist money. And I worked at a place called Mars. Thank you so much to Kendra Mass, the supervisor there. She is the most amazing woman ever. It was basically an all woman lab. It was so gorgeous.
Her, period.
And you kind of invest money into their research. Like they really do put the money in there. I Having it be my first ever lab job, I saw so many crazy like $1 million equipment, and I got to play with it all day. It was so crazy. It's Mars because Microbial Analysis Research Services Facility. It was a core facility. Anyway, that's why it's called that. But I did qPCRs, and it was which was right up my alley because growing up I wanted to be a forensic scientist. You don't end up becoming a forensic scientist, little Emery. I'm so sorry. But because I got to work with human DNA.
Dancer and a vet too.
I want to be an artist too.
Yeah,
there was a
I
lot of
love
things.
dancing
Or
so much.
an author.
Like that was my favorite thing, and if honestly that would,
if it made money,
yeah,
then
if I
we
won
would
the
pursue
lotto,
these
yeah,
things.
I would do it. But
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, I got to play with human DNA all day. That was my first ever
Yeah.
science job.
My first ever science job was like the physical therapy aid, which
is
was so cool because
cool.
I like got to see so many like injuries and like how people heal and like learn all these new exercises, and then like I also got to like put stim pads on people, so I got to see like so that was really cool, and I learned just so much. Like I think every therapist I worked with like literally loved me. Like I had 2 of them write me recommendation letters for physical therapy school.
To this day, I still
literally
use mine
used
as
to
a
get
rack.
free back cracks. Like they would align my back
Are
for
you
free. It was
kidding?
great. I miss them so
wish.
much, and then I ran their office for like 3 months, and then I moved back to Connecticut because
It
I
had to
was going
happen.
for exercise science because I thought that's what I wanted to do.
Really? Well, you know what? With that experience, though, that's why you thought that. Yeah.
It was, yeah, but I realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think was she my advisor too? I think she was my advisor. It was also another woman. She was also terrible. Like, I didn't like her. I don't know what it is.
No.
And it's always a white woman. Like, always. It's always a white woman trying to, like, tell me no. And, like, I will never let a white woman tell me no.
I don't claim them. Sorry.
So then after that, like, same thing basically happened that happened with our program. Like, I didn't pass a class. And then they ended up academically dismissing me. I literally went to go fight with the school because I was like, they were like, "Did you have a medical condition?" And I said, "No, I don't."
What do you need a medical condition?
No, literally. And I was like, imagine I moved up here by myself. I was basically being verbally abused by patients at CVS. Like, people would call and tell me, "F you, I can't get my oxycodone." Well, you know what? You don't have a prescription, so go yell at your doctor. Like,
literally.
The thing about being in pharmacy, especially as a technician, people are always yelling at you for things that their insurance should be taking care of.
And it's out of your control.
And it's out of my control anyway. And, like, it was just horrible hours. Like, half the time I would be by myself. So imagine answering I would go crazy. Phone, doing the drive-through, and managing the front. And there's a long-ass line of people. And then the pharmacist, they, like, ended up, like, getting a pharmacy manager or whatever the heck she was. She was terrible. I didn't like her. I just didn't fuck with her at all. And then I gave him my 2-week notice. And then
bye.
I ended up working for Walgreens again, which was
terrible.
The biggest mistake.
Why would you do that?
And it was closer to my house, but then they closed it like a couple weeks later. Like, literally after I left for the other corporate job, they closed it like a month later.
That's insane.
But a lot of pharmacists just aren't working retail. Like, it's terrible. Like, there's not a lot of pharmacists either. But I only was working for Walgreens because they were never open on the weekend. So I was like, oh my god, when I go back to school, like, it's perfect. Yeah. Like, I can, like, spend this time.
No.
First, it's the school's fault, actually. Southern is literally the worst fucking school on the planet. I would never recommend anybody to go there unless you're going to nursing, because that's really what they're
you're right,
for.
Unless you're going to nursing.
But everything else, there's nothing wrong with focusing on diversity and, like, whatever, but and I don't, good for you, bro, but, like, there's other things you need to focus on too. Also, why would the school email me, tell me that I'm on academic probation, and then email me 2 days later, tell me I got dismissed? And I'm thinking it's because I didn't pay my bill.
Whoa, what?
Yes! So here I am!
I didn't pay my bill!
Yeah, like, day before class, my friend, who I'm no longer friends with because he wrote me, which I should have talked about this in the last episode, but last year he wrote me a letter confessing his feelings for me, and then sprayed his cologne on it, and then I threw it out.
He sprayed his cologne? That's a lot.
Yeah, it was really...
Don't ever do that.
Like, it was gross. It was such a cute letter in the beginning, and then
you got to the rest
it over, and then, yeah... He was like, when we're both 30. Yeah, I forgot to mention it in the last episode.
When we're both 30.
If you know about the letter. You know that I was like, what is going on? Because
that's a lot.
No. And now I'm not anybody's option ever.
Oh no, I'm not an option, baby. Yeah. I am the one. They always learn. I swear to you, has not, like I said, we were gonna be talking about everything else. This has nothing to do with it. If you're watching this, they always come back.
No,
they always come back, and they always realize that you are the only one of you.
Nope. Yep. Anyway, so he was like, "Oh, like, classes start tomorrow. Like, what time do you start?"
Yes, they are.
So then I end up going on whatever. They dropped me from all my classes, so here I am, going to the school, crying to this other white lady, like, girl, like, I moved up here by myself. I broke up with my boyfriend because I broke up with him because I wanted to do better in school. And, like, granted, I'm very grateful. Like,
it needed to happen. Point blank period. Okay.
Say this man obviously didn't shame me for that. He told me I was very admirable, and I know he's watching this. It was very admirable of me to, like, do that, and I will always do it again. I will always put my education before a man.
Always put yourself first.
A degree is never gonna leave you, baby. It might not love you back, but it'll never leave you, and a man will. So a man can wake up one day and be like, I don't love her anymore.
But that degree is staying on that damn wall.
Exactly. So yeah, and then I got hired at another corporate job,
Mhm.
and then basically the lady from the school called me and she goes, well, did you like they tried to like give me an incomplete or a
Oh.
late W for the class that I didn't pass, and they were like they denied it,
Oh.
so like you can come back as a non-matriculate student and like pay out of
No.
pocket. And I said, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I don't have that
No.
type of money. And I
That's
said,
the
even
thing.
if I wanted to come back and like go to grad school, I would never pick this school again. And I hung up on her.
Her.
So then I started working for a
Her.
corporate job.
Corporate
Literally,
America sucks.
yes, corporate America does suck.
Don't do it.
And I started working with idiots basically.
Yeah, me too. I did that too. Yeah.
Basically. And I'm grateful for obviously all the friends that I've met at this job.
Me too.
But half of you guys are literally like there's no light up out there.
No.
But I literally picked up everything so quickly. Everybody was like, oh, like you're gonna end up on the oncology team, like
Oh, so sweet of you, maybe.
and if you don't know what oncology is, it's cancer. So
It's cancer.
what? So literally I've been working for them for the last 2 years, and now I'm finally leaving. So I mean, I already knew I was gonna leave after like a year or so. So my first year there, I like worked from home, and then I ended up applying to grad school on a whim,
Literally,
like a year after my breakup, because I was like, yeah, let's just go get a degree. You know what? No, there is no revenge. I'm gonna just go be a hard
that'll be there
scientist.
at the end of the day.
That's
It'll still
literally
be
what it
there.
is.
So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I applied, got in, met our wonderful director Bart. She told me I shouldn't work, but girl, you're not paying my rent.
Me too. That's the thing.
And I worked 2 jobs the whole time that I was in school.
That's the thing. You will always know your own limits. So if there's, I've had, you too, I know, have had so many professors, so many employers, so many people tell me that I shouldn't do, can't do, that's too much, your plate is so full. It's my plate. Yeah. I'm gonna pick what goes on it, and that's. And
I also feel like sometimes I can't cry because this is exactly what I wanted. But also, like, I work for a private practice, and like, I'm grateful that like the doctor that I work for literally like pushes for education, and
which is
like,
so awesome. That
not
they do
a lot of employers do that. They'd be like, "You got an exam?
You're just
a
number.
Like you're just a number."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm pretty. That's how this other job was, and I'm glad I'm leaving now. But and I loved
me too.
what
I'm leaving
we were
too.
studying, but they need to get a new program director or something, because
they need to figure that out, because that program's not.
How do you not have enough money for enough pipettes?
Yeah.
Like, what do I have to wait for?
How come we started with less than a full class, and now the class has 10 people in it?
No, literally. And we were the funny ones.
We get told all of the time that it's boring and sad and everybody is miserable because we're not there anymore.
Now they're stuck with
Bart. Bart and people mentioned in episode number 1.
Yes.
That call you pretty and try to touch you.
And then also to call you.
Oh my god.
Tried to hug you and then call you the B word because they think that's okay, because they got mad that their constructive criticism they couldn't
we should talk about that. Okay,
yes.
I'm gonna confess a sin here. I'm gonna confess this. Listen, I have never said this.
Welcome to
the public.
First semester of MLS. And we sat. Oh, and she was really true. Majority of the class, she would be literally playing Papa's Pizzeria or Solitaire. And sometimes I would be on Amazon, Hollister, doing everything else but focusing on phlebotomy.
She might have just called me out on that. I had a 4.0 though. 4.0 though. That professor who will not be named that I would play Papa's Pizzeria in would argue with me in class every single, because we held the same job in a very notorious hospital.
She only taught once when another instructor was in there.
Because she was being observed by the school. Why was she being observed, you might ask? Let's connect the dots. I've never had a teacher be observed like that before.
I didn't think he was going to stay for the whole class.
He said, no, I'll stay. Because she said, do you want to leave? Since I'd like, we're going to have a break. Didn't give us a break right in front of him. And then he goes, no, I'll stay. That was the only day I didn't play Papa's Pizzeria that entire year. But, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, no, I was going to talk about the, no. Oh, yes, the form. I was going to talk. Okay, so somebody who will not be named because we can't use names.
I mean, technically.
Pawn. Here, wait. I'm like, we need light.
Yeah, no, the light. Wait, your grandma's gonna come out.
She's here again with us. Yeah. Anyway.
You didn't turn that one on, no.
That's it. Okay. I'm literally not cutting any of that out. I might. Probably not. Anyway, okay, so Pawn. We're Okay, so our best friend
we
Janaya,
should
who we
say
mention all the
names.
time.
No, that's too obvious.
Who?
If we did.
We can't do that. We're gonna get in trouble.
Sorry.
So we had these presentations, and this professor, who will not be named, had us do evaluations
on each other.
And I'm sitting here thinking,
she was rough, bro. I was looking at her paper and I
no,
said,
listen.
One thing about me
is I'm meant to be a boss in this life. I'm meant to be a manager, be a CEO. No, you do things right or don't do it at all. That's my idea of realness. Anyways, so I'm thinking, she's just gonna read them and it's gonna be whatever.
No, she did not just read them.
She
put the
this
comments
diabolical woman
in these people's in our
she
actual
copied and pasted.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I didn't get a lot of bad comments. Mine were just I don't like presentations. If I wanted to be a presenter, I would have majored in public speaking and communications. But there's a reason why I picked that major, because I don't. What do you mean I have to sit here and present an ethical dilemma to these people? So
and yours was the hardest thing.
Mine was hard, and then everybody was like, "Oh, you should have put more stuff about MLS." Girl, I tried. There was literally nothing, and she literally told us,
"You need to make it more specific. You need to make it more specific."
No, how much more specific could I get? There literally was nothing that I could do. Literally, and mine was a really hard topic.
I don't know why you picked that. I picked the easiest one possible.
It's because I like a challenge. That's why.
No,
I mean I still did good. I got a 90-something on the grade.
Yeah, me too.
Thing,
Anyways, self-evaluation.
We did it.
She copied.
Before.
Yes. While drinking wine.
Yes, and pizza.
Yeah. She copied and pasted every single one of our comments and put them on everybody's forms with no names. It was anonymous, but I had put, oh my God, because I'm vicious. I was mad. I was mad that I had to be there. I had been arguing with her for 2 hours straight. I wanted to leave, whole 9 yards. I had put on pawns. Because before we had another class before this,
we had a Muno in the morning. This was the morning of our presentations.
Yeah.
And Pon was making his presentation
in front of us.
And
it was due in 30 minutes.
And it was due.
Well, it was due 4 days ago. Yeah. But we had to present it yesterday.
It was due the day before or something. But yeah.
And he was actively just setting it up.
She can literally see you. I think when you can probably edit it.
Yes.
I don't even know.
When you submitted it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I put on his I guess this was wrong of me. No, it wasn't. I thought it was funny because I didn't know. But I put on the form. I watched him make this 5 minutes before class, but it was a pretty good presentation.
And that's exactly what she put in.
She word for word.
Yeah. I wonder what she put in the other person's thing. Because, okay, that presentation about the blood and praying over the blood. I felt like I was being gaslighted, guys. And I'm Catholic. And trust me. And an undergrad student being like, God doesn't help. What did they say? God doesn't help people. Science does.
No, yeah.
I wish I was there for that, but I had to go use the bathroom because I had just seen enough.
I literally went I'm in the back row, and it caught me so off guard when that was said. And I'm not very religious, so but just to be in a professional setting right now and to say, which if you're gonna work in healthcare, you can't have an opinion. I know that's gonna get me in trouble, whatever, but as a healthcare professional, you can't say these are your beliefs. You're working for a patient that's sick and needs help. What you care about does not matter in this circumstance.
She gave opinions in her
and she
debate.
Said, yeah.
I don't even know what her debate was, honestly, because she didn't even go over it. It was the worst. Know. I have seen so many presentations.
Me too.
But that was the worst presentation I've ever had to sit through, and it was so painfully to hear. And then she called
everybody
me
left the room. Yes,
she called me a bitch a few days later when our actual comments came out, and I wish I would have said something. And that's exactly probably why I want to go to the building, because I really want to rip her a new one. Because how is your probably half a brain cell still in this?
We don't know.
Freak ass program.
Things don't make sense.
And then
here. No, so she did that. And then the person that I wrote that comment to read it word for word in front of everyone. And he goes, "Which one of you guys put that?" Me! Literally, I'm sitting right across from him. Me! That's who put it. And I had to laugh like I didn't. That was my first time hearing that. But me and her, we knew who put that there.
Yeah, I looked at her.
We knew who put that there.
I looked at her and I started laughing because I knew exactly who it was.
I literally was like, "Oh my God, that's so funny." No, it's so funny because I wrote it.
Exactly.
That's why. Yeah,
Okay,
and then we got
fine.
called a bitch, so.
Yeah. It's okay.
You know. I don't,
And then I
don't
think,
try to hug me
honestly,
then.
I think that day I crashed out when she did call me a bitch because I said, if you know I don't like you, don't call me a bitch. Because
No.
if I
If
don't
I
like
had
you,
heard that,
I don't even
listen.
know. Yeah. But I just didn't. I was going to make her cry in front of Angela and
Me
all those
too.
people.
Every day.
And I will do it. I will literally do it in One Care Lane
Yep.
if I ever step foot
Yep.
in that building again in front of Beth.
And that's the thing. One
I mean,
thing about
Bart.
me, you either love me or hate me because I'm so
And at the end
upfront
of the day,
and
you're not
blunt.
signing my check anyway. So,
That's the thing. That's the
like, do you pay
thing.
my bills? Do you want to pay my rent? Like, I
No.
just don't understand. Like, she had, like, they had no job, guys, and we're failing 3 classes.
No
And,
license, no
like,
job, no extracurriculars,
was
no
going on,
clubs.
like, literally nothing. Just going on dates with these terrible men
Yeah.
on Hinge.
And telling us
And
about it every day.
and then telling us about it. And
I
then
don't know.
basically,
How you juggling more than one?
yeah,
I can't.
like, she had paid for somebody's ice cream. Are you stupid, girl?
Oh my
Like,
god.
do you remember that
Sorry.
story? Yeah,
Yeah,
literally. And I
literally.
had stopped dating, like, right at the beginning of the semester because I don't have time for that. Like, yeah, no. I don't have time to be talking to people. Like, I just don't. Like,
No, agreed.
even now, I probably think I'm okay with being by myself. Like, live, laugh, love.
I will stay silent on this one. Okay, anyway.
Also, someone told me my name sounded white.
Now, have you ever met another Agneris?
Yeah. This
Me
has nothing to
personally,
do
I
about
think
being a
white
woman
girl.
and stuff.
No, it doesn't. But I think white girl names are ones that you've heard a million times.
Yeah.
I'm half white. Can say it.
What else was I gonna say?
Literally no.
Yeah, now we're studying healthcare
Administration. And we switch schools.
Yep.
That's the thing too. Don't be afraid of change. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like
It's one thing
it's
that
a
all
lot.
these lessons have taught me. It's okay to
Yeah.
start over. It doesn't matter how many steps it takes you to get there. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
there.
that's the
Like, that's
thing.
my thing. Like, a lot of these things are stepping stones, and like, it's probably like
Mhm.
God could close a Granted, I'm not that religious,
But
but
it's the truth.
it is the truth. Like, God could literally close a door on you. He's
Mhm.
gonna open a better one. Like,
Mhm.
literally, the last 2 months have literally been
Hell.
hell. Yeah,
Like really
yeah.
for
Like,
everyone that we know. Like really
and
bad.
March started off great. I got offered a full time
Me too.
position.
Literally
Like,
20 and within 24 hours we both got new
yeah,
jobs. Like
literally. And starting school.
yeah, really
And
though. Things are looking up this
yeah,
month. Like
literally.
and we're only in the 3rd month of the year, so you know what, guys?
Turn up.
Turn up.
And it's because the new year really starts now
That's
when
true.
Aries
This is
season
spring.
starts, because that's the new year of the zodiac sign, whatever. Or I
That's
don't
the
freaking know,
truth.
because
That's the
Aries is the
truth.
first zodiac sign of the year technically.
Yeah. I'm an Aquarius. I don't count.
Yeah, I know. I'm a Taurus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say. But don't be afraid of change.
No, literally.
It's okay to start over.
Yeah, we're proof of that.
Literally proof of that. And don't ever let a white woman tell you no.
Or anyone tell
Or
you
anyone.
no.
Because trust me, I had professors, like,
Me too.
literally employers. Like, the lady I quit a day
Mhm.
after I started told me I was not resilient. And
That's
now
the
I don't even know,
craziest
like,
thing I've
she
ever
just
heard.
literally was like not a good manager. And that's like a big thing for me. I've always
Yeah.
had good managers. I've always had, like, I've always been in an environment where there's good vibes. It feels like a family, and I know, like, that's toxic.
I hate
But, like,
hearing
half
that.
the time, I'm probably seeing you more than I'm seeing my own family. And honestly, that's how it felt. Like, and I will miss my work husband very dearly. And I know he's watching this, and now he's probably like, "Why did she call me my work husband?"
Literally,
So,
he's like, what do you mean? He's
yeah.
like, she's talking about me. Yes.
Yeah. And I will miss him so much. But he can never have another work bestie or
That's the truth.
have anyone make him cookies.
Yeah, you know what? That's the damn truth.
Yeah.
What was you say?
I just never understand how corporations, like, have good people and then, like,
Treat them
they
terribly.
leave, and then, like, you're just keep hiring, like, really bad people, like,
because they don't care.
and I will never listen. I don't beg for a man. I don't beg for my friendships. I will
Yeah.
not beg for my job back. Like,
No, me neither. I made that decision through and through. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick with it, and that's the truth.
so
Oh, what I wanted to say earlier, going back to somebody calling us a bitch. If I had heard her say that, like I said, one thing about me, I'm very blunt, very bold,
she
very
is.
in your face all of the time,
She is.
and normally I'm the loudest person in the room
Yes.
if I'm with friends. If I had heard her say that, I would have embarrassed her in front of the entire lab. I'm
Remember,
crazy.
she doesn't know how to
I'm
do
literally
Eliza's, and There was one day where like
How
the
do you not
professor
know how to
literally
do
said
that?
like, "Oh, you can wipe the Sharpie off with like alcohol wipes," and me and
We
her,
work in healthcare, so we know what these are.
yeah,
What
we
she's
like
using.
turn around at the same time and literally see her wipe like the Eliza plate with like, if you work in a healthcare office, you know that tube of
The
clean,
purple
the purple
ones.
wipes,
That
and
are
every
chemical grade.
yeah, chemical grade, and every time I'm like, oh my god, cancer if you're using it without gloves,
Yes.
because this girl in my office literally said that
It causes
it
cancer.
causes cancer.
She takes this with bare hands.
And
And
wipes the plate off of her Sharpie with this, with the purple wipes, and me and Emery
she
look at
had
each
just
other.
gotten finished saying, "Don't use those wipes."
Yeah. And multiple times during our practical, she literally was like, please make sure you read the directions, because she knew that.
I don't get this. I don't know how to do this.
Granted, I messed up twice, but it was a
That's
it was a
okay.
learning lesson for me. I just
No, that was
I
not
I had
good.
anxiety that day. I literally looked like the anxiety little
The orange
feeling
woman.
from
Yeah.
Inside Out,
Yeah.
because I was not expecting to walk into a practical, but I passed. I got an 80 something.
Oh yeah, that's the thing
I
too.
passed my
That was a
blood
bad day. Yeah.
practical, so
Yeah,
like
I passed both
now
those too.
when my blood gets drawn, I be watching them. And
Oh,
the
it's
last time I
scary
got
when
my
you
blood
know.
drawn, the bitch gave
Hematoma.
me a fucking hematoma, and I reported it. And I said, just so you know, your phlebotomist gave me a hematoma.
Which is crazy because you never see me. I look like very
Also, I
young,
don't
so
understand why she picked that vein out of.
yeah, she picked. Well, I asked you that too when you sent me that.
Yeah.
I was like, why did you pick that one?
That was weird. She picked my cephalic vein, but like, wait, I don't know. It was just very weird.
Being in healthcare sets you up for a lifetime of disappointment because you know everything and you know too much. Literally,
too much.
I was at big organization and I got a needle prick, which is terrible. I could have gotten HIV, AIDS, or died from the bacteria that I had just diagnosed them with. Had just told them that they had this bacteria, and then I finger pricked myself. Anyway, I go to get blood work done to make sure that I don't have all of these problems. And I'm like, are you sure you want to use that tube? Because I run all these tests all of the time, and I'm like, it's gonna get sent to my own lab anyway. She was like, yeah, what do you know? I'm like, I know I look 12 years old right now. You're using the wrong tube. And I said, please, and I'm like, pick this vein, this arm, like, please. I'm like, it's been on there too long. The tourniquet, please. Yeah, everything freaks me out now.
Literally. I just know too much. Like,
Way
not
too
too much
much.
about medicine, too much about like. I'm very grateful for my time in oncology. I learned a lot,
I
and
know.
I'm gonna miss my patients definitely.
Mhm.
And today was a great day at work, guys, which makes up is gonna make up for tomorrow, because Tuesdays are usually worse at the office for some reason. I don't know
Tuesdays
why.
were bad at place too.
Yeah, but it was great.
Yeah.
I got a lot of compliments today on my like work ethic, which like made me kind of tear up.
That's nice.
This little one of our patients was like, "Oh my god, you're so professional." Apparently, my name's Abby.
And I'm Emma.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's okay. I don't like telling my patients my real name because no one ever knows it. Like I said, my name is not White, so white people never pronounce it. The other day, someone called me Angel.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
What? Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Where are these other letters coming from? I don't know. But also, people have
Emma.
butchered up my name for like 26 years, so I will always correct
Yeah,
you
me too.
because it's not that hard to pronounce.
It's not. That's a thing. Both of our names. I feel like they're like, I don't know, read it.
Yeah.
Literally read it. Emma? Where did you get an A?
Marie.
Where did you get an A? Emily?
Emma.
I was like,
what? I said, come on, Emma.
I said, oh,
even though your name's Emery.
No, literally, I was like, why did he say that?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's our life as women in STEM. Let's just say a lot of like, I know the doctor that I work for, she told me that like, she got a lot of like, because she's an oculoplastic surgeon. She's one of like few in Connecticut, and then she also does like reconstructive surgery,
which
and, like,
is
plastic
amazing
stuff. She's a great ophthalmologist. She's not an ophthalmologist because she doesn't give out prescriptions. She's a great eye doctor.
Yeah,
she knows what the heck she's doing.
Heck yeah.
But apparently, when she was at our corporation, because she used to work for them, she said that like she got a lot of hate, like people were hating on her because she took a week off to be with her children.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Like, that's crazy. And I bet you if it was a man, they wouldn't have said anything, because I've seen it happen in my like workplace where all the men get all like the paternity leave and like take time to get.
I saw that happen with the manager.
Let a woman try to do that, they get a mad shit for it,
even though they just made that baby and pushed it out. But
yeah,
whatever. I get told at our organization every single, I don't know if you get this conversation every single year when it's about to snow, it's okay. Oh wait, it's because I'm on the main campus, so
Well, it's also because I'm outpatient and like
yeah,
we work from home most of the time.
which is
The only
awesome.
time we like need to go in is if like it's like a team building thing, or it's like a manager building thing,
Yeah, which
or
that makes
like we
sense.
have a new not a new hire, but like preceptor
Safety
student,
call.
new hire that like needs training, or like
Things
if I
that
were
need you
yeah
require you to
like
be in person.
that yeah because like the only time they would only ask me to come in is also if my Wi-Fi is out for more than an hour.
Well,
I
that
have
makes
to
sense
like
too.
go to the office, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No. So every single time it's about to snow, they sit us down and they say, it's okay to come in when it snows. We have cots for you to stay over. It's very important that we work in healthcare, that you must be here. If there is even a centimeter of snow outside, I am not driving this car. This does not have four-wheel drive. I'm not dying for any job. I don't
yeah,
care.
no, neither am I.
But we would get that conversation every single year about how we could sleep inside of the hospital.
Yeah, no, I would never sleep inside of a hospital. That would scare me.
That would, first of all, the lights are on 24/7 in the lab.
Yeah.
And
I also feel like
no,
this new generation of healthcare workers, like, no, we're not going to do
that's
that.
the thing.
They
Gen Z is
also
not
like we're
doing
so
this. Like,
replaceable because y'all saw that CEO got,
and
then
then they'll
30
run out of
seconds
people.
later they posted a new job listing for him. So like
Yeah, that's true. We're
literally
just numbers.
you're just a number. You're replaceable. Like I could die tomorrow and I'll probably just be replaced.
No, yeah, and they'd be like, that sucks.
Yeah, but
We left there, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, we did. Well, I have to work because yeah. I also found out that like you can't just quit like that because
Which
they
is
won't
so
rehire you for
silly.
3 years,
Which is
which
so
is
silly.
insane. Like they blacklist you for 3 years.
Yeah, they said, bye, we don't care about you. Which they need people so bad.
Yeah,
So
they're
to
always
do
hiring.
something like that is insane. And it's impossible to get fired. You would have to beat your manager
No, literally.
bloody in
It's
front of
impossible. They
13
have
different people to
yeah,
get fired.
no, literally, it's crazy. Because I know so many
Me too.
technicians at my job that
Me
have made
too.
so many mistakes and are still currently working there because they have 1.5 brain cells left. Probably just not even just a half a brain cell left.
I had somebody tell me that I
I'll
am
never
not allowed
forget.
to call myself Hispanic because the true Spanish people are the Europeans.
I had some
I'm
girl tell
European
me,
also. And he didn't get in trouble for that. And that I am not truly Spanish.
yeah, I had some girl tell me that I act, but I act more white than Hispanic,
What does that
and I
even
said,
mean?
"What?"
What does that even
That's the
mean?
thing. Sometimes, listen, I know Spanish. I listen to a
That's
lot
my
of.
first
I
language.
literally it's my first language. It's probably broken. It's Spanglish half the time, but I still know
It's
Spanish.
there. It's
I
there.
listen to Bad Bunny from the moment that I wake up, probably to the moment I go to sleep. I've seen
True.
him in concert twice. I literally
I
lived
would
in Puerto
kill.
Rico for 2.5 years. I literally am from Florida. I used to live in
Yeah.
Miami. Like I have
Like
a Miami accent. Like when I
Yeah.
speak Spanish, like it's Cuban.
Yeah. I hate
So
people.
telling me that like I act more white is crazy.
I always get told, okay, so Spanish people always say I'm not Spanish enough, and
I
white
hate when
people
people.
always say I'm not white enough.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I hate when people tell me I'm not Spanish enough.
what does
I also
it
got
even
told the other day I
mean?
have an Amazonian nose, and now I want a nose job.
That was a crazy thing to say.
Some weird stuff that
We
happens.
we should have looked up what Amazonian nose means. Because what is that?
He should have said I have an ethnic nose.
Yeah, right.
What is an Amazonian nose?
And like, I feel like that I've never heard someone say that.
That's
before.
such a also like.
What's that mean?
Why is my nose the first thing you notice about me? Like
Well, he
what?
comes up to me and he goes, "Why are your eyes so dilated?" I said, "It's dark in here."
No, literally.
I don't know.
This is our life as STEM woman.
Yeah, so that's it, guys.
No life. Just also, if you ever hear, okay, so there's a stereotype where like they say healthcare workers cheat a lot.
What? I've never heard that. I am.
Mr. Man told me that. 6 foot, six. I was gonna say 6 foot, stupid, but I guess.
Hey, what I've always been told. Okay, Stella Berry says this, and if you know who that is, I'm not gonna say her star name, but if you know who that is, she always says that the women in STEM are the freaks in the world.
Anyway,
and we're here to tell you that's true.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what healthcare women people run into, but I don't have time to cheat. And I also would never cheat on anyone.
I would
like,
never cheat
that is
either.
disgusting. Like, if you're unhappy, just leave.
Just
But
leave. It's
literally
so
just leave.
simple.
So
Oh my
I hope
god. I hate a liar.
I'm gonna
Don't
say
lie.
this right now, but I hope that man never finds another healthcare woman. I'm the only healthcare woman he could date and love, and literally love till he's 6 feet under the ground.
Yeah. Okay, that's our lives as women in STEM.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.